I'm your host, Sharada Devi, of the Born to Be Free podcast that serves as a bridge between the ancient and the new era, a confluence of opposites where all is seen as sacred and every experience is meant to catapult you into your supreme destiny. Welcome to another episode of the Born to Be Free podcast. I'm Sharada Devi, your host, and I'm so touched and moved and excited to welcome and to introduce to you a very, 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 very special woman. She's not just a woman. For me, she's a goddess of power, the phoenix rising literally from the ashes. She's Durga, goddess of Dharma incarnated, and Saraswati, goddess of knowledge, and Lakshmi, the way she shares her gifts and her wealth with her community. She lived here in Mother Bali for 17 years, but came to Bali way longer than that. And we met many, many years ago. She's my dear, dear Guru Bai, Guru Ben. It's when we have the same teacher. We come from the same lineage of Swami Dayananda and our dear revered teacher, Swami Bhagishananda and Sri Radhaji. And we've had the privilege to meet many years here in Mother Bali. And we're still gumping here together. That she comes on the podcast is very unique. That I got her here because she usually wouldn't do this kind of thing. So you're all up for a treat. I feel very blessed that she said yes to this. Like, what are we going to talk? And if I don't have to send the bio, okay. So we've been neighbors here for more than a decade. And yeah, so many stories. We could make hundreds of podcasts together. So we just prayed before to the goddess of words, and we see where this is going to take us. We have so many stories to tell, and I love her so dearly. And I'm so happy for all of you to meet her. She is just, pure gold and an incredible Sanskrit teacher, which she will talk to you about as well. We share that love for Sanskrit and chanting and puja, and she's my heart. So thank you for being here today. So
I think it's so unique. Like for you, like first of all, to just be under the banyan tree and to sit here with you, just like you say, we've known each other for so long, and I think it's very unique to have that Guru like you and I have, because it's been so many years, and to live under the banyan tree, there's so many things that when you mirror each other, right? Mm-hmm. And I think that there is understanding that when you come together, but you also grow together by sharpening each other, right?
Yeah.
And you mirror each other, and that can go with waves, and you grow, and you waves, and you grow.
Yeah.
And I was just sitting like yesterday, and we were having when we were sitting, and there was just this tears.
You can say it was her birthday.
It was my birthday.
50th birthday, whatever that means.
Whatever that means. And I was remember just like looking in your eyes, and it was like there was no words coming, because no words can express all those waves that you have to go through. And I just remember this, like there was so much gratefulness for having you as a Guru Bai, as a sister. Because it really means so much, truly. And everybody here, like to come to a place like this, it is very profound. It's going to have all kinds of things popping up, but it's like every time you have a wave and you go like, and you have to look at yourself, right? And you have to say, woof, what was that, right? So I just remember like, just looking, it's like there's a very, very few people that can know what I'm talking about, and you are one of them. So it's very special. Yeah, I just want to share that.
I have tears of gratitude. We call them tears of gratitude.
Yeah.
Because that's all that remains at the end.
Yeah.
Like Swamiji would always say.
Yeah.
Go through all the sharpening
Yeah.
and all the mirroring and all the ways. And
Yeah.
at the end, what remains is tears
Yeah.
of gratitude. And we know that.
Yeah.
Ah.
And also that grateful, like we have a teacher
Yeah.
that keep us grounded, because I, there's constant that reminder, whenever something comes up, it's like, look at yourself, what was that? And he's kind of the pillar that makes, there's groundedness and staying with the teaching and not get off, stay on the red carpet.
The projection can be, they are, feel real.
Yeah.
And they are not, but
Yeah.
they are there in the body, and you see it and you think it's real, and then you get to say, I'm so sure that it's real,
Yeah.
but I might be wrong.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Even though I'm so sure that I'm
Yeah.
right, but I might be wrong.
Yeah.
That saves
Yeah.
me 100,000 times.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, but we're
Yeah.
doing well.
We're doing so
so
well.
We're here.
We're here. Still here jumping.
Still here.
Yeah, I remember. I just have this beautiful image coming back now as I talk to you again and again. So, I don't know, 14 years ago or so, I had this vritti, this thought of having a little dosa / ashram kind of thing. Remember that?
I remember.
The Vaidika Dharma Purnasthanam
Yeah.
next to Yellow Flower Cafe, Santraputra, in Purnasthanan, this little tiny thing. And I was not a business person at all in that moment. Not that I am really now, but I got some money. I just put it all in there. I didn't calculate the in and out. So it was amazing, right? We had really nice dosa there.
Yeah, amazing.
And 3 rooms. And I was like, I had my first time teaching Vedanta class there in that little room. Swamiji kind of blessed me. Yes, you're going to share what has blessed your heart. And so, and then you came. Also there, I think, already before we had met here many times and all, but I remember you came and you just had the way you have these most beautiful, sparkling, shining blue eyes, and you were just like celebrating me so much, and you were just so proud of me and like championing me. And then I looked into the box and there was so much money. Like I taught by donation, and then people would give me donation, but usually it was like, like a little bit. And then after her, I opened this box and there was all these notes in there, and I was like,
Lakshmi to Lakshmi.
Lakshmi to Lakshmi. Yeah, that's why you really are Lakshmi. The way you share the wealth that is coming to you, how you've done that with the Balinese community also during COVID. I remember so well. She went through whole Bali and collected money, and then she and Bruce, your dear Balinese brother, Dharma, I should tell you about, they went all over Bali into the villages and shared the rice with the community, and creating a school for children up in the north that is also still running, right? You have your house up there in the north.
Yeah.
So that spirit that you really have adapted from Bali, that yajna spirit, that sharing and contributing, it's I have no words, really, no words. Yeah. You are Balinese. Like, how did you come to Bali?
I once upon a time I came because I was working for a Scandinavian tourist company. It's called Ving. And they would go, every season they would say, okay, now you got to go there, and now you got to go to Spain, now you got to go to Barcelona, now you have to go all over the world. And then suddenly, the treat was like, now you're going to go to Bali. And those days there was no smartphones, there was no Wi-Fi. So, just a big book, the atlas, and just kind of pulling down the lines. There was a tiny island. And then I had no idea where I was going. And I flew. I remember landing in Bali and just that, the incense. It was so, I remember so well, like the Bali, the incense and the whole ceremonies and the colors. And then
a small airport, I remember.
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
like
tiny.
You would come out and people would still stand there, and it was like a tiny little airport. Yeah,
tiny. And then Ving was telling me, okay, you got 1 week, learn what you need to do, and then microphone and a bus, and off you go.
You get 1 week to learn, and then you would welcome the people.
And then you have to do a tour. So then you have to go around in Bali and say, this is, I had no idea. And then on every tour, you had a local guide. So you had a Balinese guide with you. And I was young and I was naive. And I think there's a blessing of being so young, because you're kind of a little bit, you
I
just
can
do, I can do anything.
Yeah.
What can stop me?
Yeah.
I can do. And and there was this shortest Balinese, biggest smile, and that was Bruce. And he was just on the bus and with his biggest smile, and I just knew that if he next to me, everything is going to work out, no matter what. So that's what I did for 2 years. And so we were doing treks and mountain biking and rafting, and we were going for a whole week. And when we had a day off, we would go out in the jungle and find new tracks, and we just kept going. And then
were you already a little bit intrigued by the culture in terms of the religion and the rituals at that time?
It took time. I think
it took some time.
Because I was brought up in Sweden. So when I came, my first was like it was something. It took me a while, when you see the statue with an elephant, the statue with the 8 arms, or the statue with 4, whatever it was like, what is that? And then it took a while until I had to wake up and I say, I'm the one who's ignorant here. Because I couldn't see that every little thing that you see in Bali is a symbol. If you just look at the surface, you don't understand. You're missing the point. So, but once you see that you have ignorance and you want to learn, Bali's never ever stop fascinating you. Like, it's just one of those, you can look at anything and you can unfold it, and there's so much lessons, there's so much knowledge. And I think that for a lot of Balinese, this is natural. Like, they're born into this structure of being born in and initiated from the day they're born. Is something that comes natural for them. Now, I think for a Westerner, I think I have the ability to translate it so a Westerner can understand, so it gets unfolded. So I think I have the ability to say, you see that, and then, in a Western way, translate it so there's an understanding. And then Bruce, Dharma, he's just a shining star, and he makes it's such a joyful to just go with him, and people, they fall in love with him straight away. It's just amazing. So so that's how it started.
That was for 2 years.
2 years,
and then you left.
Then I had to go.
You had to go.
They sent me to other destinations.
Okay, yeah.
And I had to jump around and get cooked a little bit more. And they sent me to Brazil, which was very. It was a big shift from Bali. The sweetness of Bali, and then coming to Brazil, and kept on going Romania and Rome, and then still wanted to see the world. And I thought, all right, I'm gonna go to Dubai, and I stopped working for Emirates, and I was there a couple of years. So that was like I still had a lot of cooking to do, and
Just for people who don't maybe understand the word cooking.
Cooking.
What means cooking?
Cooking. What means cooking? I think cooking means that if you have situations happening, or situation that you have to learn to grasp. Now, if you go through a hardship, everybody's going to go through a hardship. Everybody's going to have situations in their life. Now, there's either the way of, go through the fire, and everybody, I think we can agree on, when we look back on a period in our life that was really tough or really hard, we can acknowledge that it was really tough and really hard. But there's also that acknowledge that I'm also grateful for those moments, because if I didn't go through that, I wouldn't have had the knowledge, I wouldn't have grown, I wouldn't be the person that I am today. So as in cooking, I see it like a cooking pot. You have all these bunch of situations that is stirring up a lot of emotions, and you can either go, why me, and damn this person, and blame it on, from the God to the person, and become this kind of, your fingers goes outwards and blaming something outside. And then you, instead of doing that, we kind of turn the fingers and say, why was it so? What was that? And I also think that there are, there's situations that in our lives that is not something that we want to happen, but it's in our prarabdha that they're gonna go through.
Yeah.
And during this period,
Prarabdha means like we say in the Vedic tradition that we all come with an amount of karma, an amount of experiences that we get to exhaust in one's life.
yeah,
And they begin when we take birth, and they go all the way till this body goes. And so there's a river of experiences that get to be unfolded.
yeah,
Just to give some light to that word.
yeah. And for me, I mean, during this period,
in Dubai specifically now? Yeah.
I lost my sister.
Oh, it was in Dubai.
It was in Dubai. So that was, you have to go through that, and it's losing. It's something that really stirs, and but so that's what I mean. It was a cooking pot in a lot of different ways, and yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, we did talk about Dubai, before the conversation. We're like, okay, what are we gonna uncover alive in Dubai? The idea of a place of happiness and everlasting joy and entertainment and sultans, and how you serve the
Sheikhs.
sultan, right? And the sheikhs.
Well, I think, I was there for 6 years, and sometimes, you can go anywhere in the world, and you're gonna see people having, no matter where you are, it's the I want, right? That it's always there. What I want doesn't change. What I want, that I want is but the difference in Dubai is that when you go to these kind of extreme places where people are so wealthy, they have more than enough, where they easily could have enoughness and using the wealth to share, contribute, right? But in a lot of this is, what I saw was it wasn't like that. It was the constant, more, and also that you faced with this. It's not enough with a Ferrari. It has to be a Ferrari that is golden. It has to be the highest tower. It has to. It's not enough with 5-star. It has to be 7 stars.
Or all stars.
It's all star, and it's not that the stars is a problem. It's just that's not that's not, like we were saying, it's not about that. You can build anything. You can have whatever you want. But it's just coming from a place where you see that there's always this hunting. And no one talks about, what are you hunting? What are you actually hunting? Because just like a little, boy, a little girl, they're chasing balloons.
The adults
it's
do the
same.
same. We're just adults now.
Yeah.
And the balloons have become houses and
Towers
millions and
and
towers
millions.
and nothing wrong with it. Like we can
yeah.
have it all. It's all a manifestation of the goddess and the sacred.
But there was so in your face that it's clearly you're running after all these big balloons.
Yeah.
And I never seen so much unbalance, unharmony in my life. So, living in Bali, you see that there is a completely different structure, especially in where we are, right? So, yeah. So it was also it was a good place to wake up. Yeah.
And have both, like have these extremities of the outside and the consumerism, and then of course life and family, loss, but not having teachings yet at that time. Right?
No.
You didn't have, or did you already?
Luckily I had that little, I walked in and started yoga.
Yeah,
and
you
got
did already yoga.
Yeah, I started and got curious. Was very, wanted to go to India.
Yeah.
Went to Uttarkashi.
Yeah.
And I have a feeling we were there at the same time.
Really?
Yeah. But I was in a different place.
Okay.
So I did that with Dubai.
Okay, so you already were a yogini. Or,
yeah.
Yeah. Was it already like asana?
Yeah. Totally. Yeah. So I think that it was baby steps, beautiful steps.
Yeah.
And I needed to go through that. But I had that curiosity. I could see, I knew that as soon as I started even with asanas or meditate, whatever it was like, this is where I want to go. It was and that curiosity just kept going. And so, but
there was
I
some support there while the cooking took place.
Yeah.
And at the same time.
At the same time.
It moves.
Yeah.
And so what brought you out? What made you leave Dubai? What was the wake-up call?
What was a wake-up call? Wow. 2008, I was in front of I got married.
In Dubai?
Yeah, nearby. And very quickly understood this was very unhealthy. And a lot of things took place. And not very pleasant. And in this mess, because I've been in Bali 10 years earlier, there was the desire to come back. But I always had, and I think everybody can recognize when we have that gut feeling, like that's where I want to go. And then you have the other thought that says, no, can't do it. What are you gonna, and then you have other people says, you're gonna, what are you doing? You need to work. What about your insurance? What about this? And why don't you become normal? Why don't you do like everybody else?
Which you tried kind of.
Yeah.
A little bit.
Didn't work.
Didn't work out.
Didn't work out.
The Dubai and the marriage, right? I mean, that's a dream for many people. Yeah.
So in this Miller mess, I felt like there was nothing to lose.
Yeah.
And the dream of going to Bali was just so strong. And I was just literally took a bag and took off and left everything. And so I think my desire to come to Bali was, it wasn't just like, oh, I'm here for a vacation. It wasn't like I like Bali. It was like there was such a fire in me. Like no matter what, I'm gonna stay here. Like my like love for Bali. It wasn't another person. It was like the Bali. Like this is where I wanna live. Like I wanna stay. And there was Bruce. And Bruce by that time had 2 kids and a beautiful wife. And I said, you know, after so many years of working for other people, let's start our own company. So we did.
Yeah.
Step by step. And we would do anything. You know, we would go this way, that way, this way, just with, that didn't matter, you know, one person. And we were like, yes, yes, yes. But we always had the red theme of, we didn't want to be like the other tour companies. We wanted to have the theme of spiritual and really show people what Bali was about. So we always kept that. And devotional practices and showing people how to do ceremonies and
taking them on a pilgrimage, really.
Yeah.
That's what your company also is called.
Yeah.
Bali Yatra.
Yeah.
Yatra means pilgrimage. Yeah. She has the most amazing tracks, 7 waterfall tracks, 3 waterfall tracks, and rice field and hot water temple, water temple and hot springs, and incredible. And like the places where there are not so many tourists. I mean, some of them, I don't think anyone else goes there. Some places where you guys go.
Yeah, we try to keep it very
have some very
sacred,
special, sacred places. Yeah.
It's very sweet.
Yeah, Bruce.
You've been with us so many times.
Yes, yeah. It's really like, and to be in nature here, healing and transformative, and Bruce, like it's funny that like his name actually is Dharma, his Balinese name, and they given him, or he has taken.
No, it's him. It's his name.
Oh, it is his name,
Yeah.
also Bruce. Okay.
Bruce is a nickname.
That's what I thought.
Bruce
The Bruce was given so that people could relate from outside, but actually it's Dharma.
It's Dharma.
Yeah.
And he's a dharmic and
person.
very. He has that Balinese heart of wanting to always care and support and serve.
Yeah.
The joy of serving. He lives it. So, So I love to take you again.
Yes,
let's
do that. Yes, absolutely. The tours continue till this day.
Yeah. But I remember 2009 and 2010, and I don't know. I'm wondering if you know what this, because you've been in Bali for so long, and like Swamiji says, Bali is like a sugar-coated pill. It's very sweet. It's so sweet. It's so feminine. It's so caring. It's so lovely. It's so beautiful. And a lot of people come here and they say, "Oh, I just love it here. I want to live here. This is where I'm going to stay here, right?" But what I've seen over the years is that, but this is a place there's a lot of things that are going to come up, and Bali Mother is going to, are you really here to stay? Because I think if your mindset is like, oh, I just want to be a bhoga, I just want to be entertained, I just want to have fun, I just want to, that kind of going outwards, always entertainment, I've seen over the years that it doesn't work. And very soon, the person will find something, something is wrong with Bali, and I don't want to say I want to go somewhere else. But you can't run from yourself. Wherever you go, it's gonna, it's still there. And so I think there is something about the dedication to say, no, I'm here to stay. I'm not going anywhere. And with that, there's a lot of things coming up.
Turning.
Turning.
And cooking again,
Cooking
right?
again.
Meeting
And,
yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I remember after 1.5 years, I remember there was a shift. It was like I got enough of cookiness. It was like Bali was like, okay, you can relax now a little bit.
Yeah.
And there was a certain moment of like, oh, thank God, because it was, there was no money. It was like I remember every day in those days you could buy rice with jackfruit.
Yeah.
And it was 2,000 rupiah,
Yeah.
which was that 20 cents, something like that?
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
and that was my budget. Like it was this kind of every day. I didn't know if I'm gonna have enough to stay another. It was just that constantly. And so that went on for 1.5. And suddenly I had this kind of, okay, you can relax now a little bit. It's enough. And I remember looking back on that year, as much as I was happy that it's kind of, it settled a little bit. I remember thinking, oh God, I will never have a year like that again. Like that, those months was just constantly reminding that when it's really, really dark and hard, and you have to, you don't know if you're gonna be able to stay another day. And there's always, when you have that spiritual, like you're coming from a place of gratefulness. Like I had every day the practice of doing puja and putting down offerings and showing gratitude, being part of the local community. And I remember just seeing that every time when I thought I cannot do it, there was always something that shifted, and I could stay a little bit longer. Yeah. And so that year was very, very special. Or those months was very, very special to see how you in the hardest moments, if you just stay with grounded and you stay with your spiritual heart, and you know,
and you don't project into
Yeah.
the future.
yeah,
The recognition in that moment
yeah,
that actually
I'm
I have
fine.
enough for today.
Yeah.
I don't know about tomorrow,
No,
which we actually never really
No.
know if there is a tomorrow. There is, we just don't know. Are we still going to be in the same body? We don't know that.
it's like this now, now, now,
no.
now, now.
And you really got to fully experience that
Yeah.
in those 1.5 years.
And I
Yeah.
think that you gotta, like, you don't gotta be, but when you go to those moments, that's really, it's such a mirror.
Confronting.
If everything is kind of, it's just you have what you need, and I think there's something about going to those dark places,
Yes.
though dark.
Yeah, exactly. That inner strength.
Yeah.
But then you can, that's the moment where you get to rely
Yeah.
on yourself and trust that you're taken care of.
There's enoughness.
Food, need a little bit of food, rice and jackfruit, a house, a roof. And at
There
that
was
time,
a roof and there was food.
I remember like it was $200, you could have a really nice bungalow here in Bali. And clothes, tie pants and a t-shirt and flip-flops.
Yeah.
You don't need more. A
You
sarong.
were in Chango at the same time. I remember
Yeah.
hearing at that moment,
Yeah.
2009.
Yeah. Teaching at Desaseni.
Yes.
Yeah. The first yoga place down
Yes.
there.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm.
Still. Yeah.
Mm.
A lot of people ask. I'm sure you get the same question. It's usually the question I get. Oh, so you've seen the different, like Bali
Different
shift,
Bali, yeah.
and yeah, but man, Bali is still magic. Still beautiful.
It is.
It's still, but you just, obviously you have to know where to go. But it's so special.
Yeah. The spirit, the offering, the rituals, the heart. There's no place in the world that
No.
like that. Yeah, there is the traffic and there is the noise and the pollution, but a place where the vision is that we are whole and complete. All that is here is sacred. Like, offerings every day. Purnama was just here before and coming from a priest family.
Wow.
And she said 50 offerings every day.
Yeah.
Like,
On a normal day.
on a normal day, exactly.
Yeah. Yeah.
And we get to be here.
Yeah.
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 And you have now, the last few years, spent many, many, many hours in Shravanam, in listening and diving into the teachings and learning Sanskrit and chanting. And
You too.
me too, yeah, we have done that. We're still here.
You too.
Yeah.
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 We have the same teacher.
Yeah.
And
And value.
yeah.
Yeah.
For me, it was, I mean, when you from going and going to India and getting whether it was asanas or meditation or any kind of sadhana, which was very, very beautiful. I remember always there was always invocation to find a teacher that could actually teach. I had, previously I met a lot of beautiful teacher that I think I needed them for that moment, but it was always something that they couldn't really explain. There was no teaching, and I always felt that there was something missing. There was something. And I actually remember, now I know why I met you. I think it's because weren't you in Uttarkashi in 2007, something like that? 2000.
I don't remember the date. Yeah.
But I was in this typical teacher training in Uttarkashi.
The Shivananda.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Remember?
Yeah, I remember.
And it was the normal teacher training.
Yeah.
It was very simple, nothing fancy pantsy.
No.
And and every day you had classes in Bhagavad Gita and so on. And we did have a teacher, and he was, bless his heart, but it was kind of, he started teaching and everybody just kind of went into some dreamland. And one day there was a substitute teacher. And from being this, group of students that we were just kind of half asleep, suddenly we were just like, what is this?
Wow.
This teacher was, and she made the teaching so alive.
Okay.
And it wasn't, it was just these eyes, like the brightness, and the able to teach that it wasn't just about a story, it was the story reflecting on you. And that teaching was constantly a reminder, like, take that in, look at yourself. And I remember, like, she really did an impact on me.
Okay.
Those couple of days that she was there.
Yeah.
And then she was gone.
And it wasn't Ammaji.
Yeah.
I was Ammaji.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. From Ananda.
Yeah.
Wow.
That was it.
It was her.
Yeah.
She's an incredible teacher.
Incredible.
Wow.
Incredible. And I just remember, I mean, I'm not saying like a physical light, but there was a certain, like, you could just, there was, you listened to her, and you there was no time. And then years later, and I walked into Swamiji, and I was like, there it is. That's what I've been. And then of course I see that that's the same lineage.
Same lineage.
right?
Wow.
So it's all Dayananda, and yeah, I for me it was like finally someone that can, with the pramanam and teach that for you to the knowledge from a lineage of teacher. And it's very, I just came from a class now, and that's for me something that that's my passion. That's what I want to do every day from morning, the waking hours, and And yeah, I'm I know I'm very, very blessed to have come here. And I also think that both of us have, we also here, you know, because we earned it, you know. So we've done the steps to come to a place like this, which is very auspicious, very special.
The groundwork.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Getting cooked. Having values and staying with one's values.
Yeah.
And looking at oneself again and again. I'm so sure, but this is, I may be wrong.
Yeah.
Doing that inner work and not taking for granted.
Yeah.
Not taking for granted, recognizing the privilege and blessing and grace.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you? How do you feel?
Pardon?
What do you feel like? How is like to come here and anything that you wanna
that I wanna share? Yeah. Yeah, it's every day I'm waking up and like, okay, we're still here in this body and we're still here. And it feels like sometimes it feels like one day passed and then it feels 100 years have passed. And then I wonder, has any time passed? And yeah, it's meeting oneself again and again and again, and layers and layers and layers, and it becomes subtler and subtler and subtler. What I thought I knew then, I realized, okay, like we say, like I think now I understood, and then you have a year later, okay, now I understood, and then the next year, okay, now I understood. It just goes on. It's that ongoing jaw-dropping experience, which self is not an experience. At the same time, there is an experience. We are here and having this felt sense experience of being alive. and at the same time being able to abide and rest in the recognition of myself, of what I truly am, like that never changing being, that sacred witness that has no sense that I'm witnessing. Like that's not in that sense. It can easily be misunderstood, the witness. But so that recognition, at the same time being in this world, in the play, in the lila, and it just keeps up appearing, or she keeps up appearing, and the teachings just become more and more and more alive with every day, with every day that I mature, the profundity, and that it actually really exists, that there is a methodology, that there are stories, that all of this already has happened so many times. And it feels something new is happening, but nothing is really ever new happening. So it's this ongoing contemplation and just mesmerized by that this exists. Yeah. Of course it exists. Like that's the marvel, and that we are, and that there's this world. But everything I've taken the world to be, it is not. And then you have a map, a teachings, words and stories that can describe exactly your experience. And so what I'm recognizing is just that layer and layer of deeper trust, but it's not really trust, it's already knowledge, but at the same time, from the standpoint of the humanness, it's still trusting. And like the fear that can be there in the body, the old fear, the old traumas, they just take time to like really, okay, I am okay. I am really safe. Nothing can happen to me. I just recently had this huge release of a dream. I've had a nightmare for 20 or 25 years, and the same nightmare. And I was worked with it. Do I want to share about it? That's a good question. Let's see. I say if I go into the full story, or maybe. So basically, it was a nightmare of a man coming into my room, and wanting to rape me. and that was the same nightmare. All my boyfriends and husband, one husband only, were there at night. Like I would sometimes wake up screaming and just so scared, and they were there and then kind of calming me down. And I did a lot of therapy on it, and dream work and prayers and pujas and Hanuman prayers, because we say Hanuman helps to be with the dreams, the monkey god. And then of course with the teaching also knowing that it's infinite, the unconscious, and what can come up. So there was also this acceptance that I may never really know what it is, and that's okay. I'm okay with it as well. And I kind of just let it be. I'm like, okay, if it wants to be resolved, great. If not, it's okay. I'm well, and I have these dreams at night. It's uncomfortable, but so what? Like, it's okay. But then now, like just literally, I don't know, 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, I just mentioned it again to my Ayurveda doctor, actually, Sujata, and she's like, why don't you go to that Balinese water temple that is specially to clear out the dreams? I'm like, yeah, of course, give me the number. Because she said, like, I have this priestess, and she comes with you, she takes you, and you do the melukat, the water blessing ceremony with her. And like, yeah, let's go, let's do it. I called her the next day, sweet Jero, Manku, she was there meeting me. And she also happened to have had nightmares. And she happened to go to this water temple to cleanse them. And I told her about it. And we had this beautiful 2-hour ritual together, just she and me. Okay, I go home, like resting. And then I think it was 3 or 4 days later, I had a lucid dream. It was the first time I had really a clear lucid dream, meaning I was dreaming, but I knew that I was dreaming. It's like I really knew that, I'm here in Bali, I'm here in my community, I am safe. Like all the knowledge kind of kicked in. I know what I am. And it was like this, I could feel this kavacham, this spiritual armor. Okay. And I knew this was a dream. He was there in the room. Okay, motherfucker. Then it was like, okay, motherfucker, today, let's meet. Let's gonna do this. And I did. Like you said, I was awake. I knew it was a dream. And I had kind of all these teachings and the background and the prayers. And something finally felt safe enough to meet the dream. And then the man came, and he came, and he was there on the left side, and then suddenly something said, you gotta watch over to the right side. And then I watched, and then I saw 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, hundreds, thousands of blackbirds. And then his face appeared. And then the memory was there that it did happen. What I feared my whole life. Like I could feel there was something in my body that I couldn't access, and even though I had done all this trauma work, and that's why I went so deep into sacred sexuality, like to really meet that. But still, my mind wouldn't give me that memory. I was just not enough yet resourced and feeling safety. But now it happened. Like the blessing came, and I was just like in the dream, seeing the face at the same time, like shaking and releasing the trauma. But at the same time, I was overjoyed and happy and so grateful, you know. And then he finally left the body. He went around on the bed, like he went out. He was there on the window, and I just looked over, and I barely could speak, but what I could say was, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you, like 10 times. And he was just like that. He jumped out of the window, and I woke up. Like, so it was like a full cycle of integration. And that's the grace of being here, of having the teachings, the tools, the prayers of Bali. It's like, okay, and let's see. I don't think it's coming back anymore. Like I could feel that in my body, this right tension that I had my whole life released. And the whole night I was then in recalibration or craniosacral, just allowing, being with the information that just took place. So it never ceases me to exist. Like here, it just continues. Well,
I mean, how many times, I'm sure you had the same, where I just like, there's some unconscious.
Yeah.
And I've been in classes and I just had to look at Swami and say, something is coming up. And I just have to have a whole day of just this purging of releasing it.
Yeah.
And sometimes, like I've been in a situation where I can't even put my finger.
Yeah.
I can kind of see a pattern.
Yeah.
And it's usually like linked to some lineage of, in my case, it was a lot of healing on my lineage on my mother's side. But what I feel, and I know that you know what I'm talking. It's like in this place when something is coming up, it's so beautiful.
Yeah.
Because we don't. It's like everybody is like, I'm here if you need me. I'm here to listen, and everybody know that anytime you need someone, in a minute, someone's there for you. At the same time, there's a profound understanding that this is something seen, gone, and it's going to take its time, and it's beautiful.
Yeah.
And let this process be a part of that person. And there's also this thing where we're not, at least I appreciate it. It's not like you're putting more, it's not like, oh, you want someone to, and it's not too much. It's just this, I give you space, I'm here if you need me.
Yeah.
And I think that's the magic of this place, because things will come up, 100%. And it's like Swamiji says, don't expect me to make you feel good. If you think that I am going to make you feel good, and it's ain't gonna happen, And I think that there's people have a lot of this. I have to feel.
Yeah.
If I go to a place, I'm going to feel good, and if I don't feel good, then, and that's it's not going to work.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So
Yeah. Like that we can share with each other our experiences, and then we're not pitied or, oh, you poor thing. Oh my God, how could this happen to you? And now I'm here. Like, no, it's seeing on incidental attribute and nothing to do with what I am essentially. And at the same time, complete compassion and
so much compassion.
Holding, and yes, it's
validation.
Yeah.
But not.
Yeah. But the empowerment.
Yeah.
Like that now you're growing and you're freeing yourself from those
old
imprints
patterns.
and samskaras, and you're owning your wholeness.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because if you look at the the Western way that we were brought up, there's and compare that with the Balinese, is huge difference. Reading from at least in Sweden, like you grow up and instantly the child is supposed to sleep in his own bed
next door,
away from the parent, has to be independent. And in Bali, it's like the first 3 months, the baby is not even allowed to be put on the ground, and he has to be constantly near, especially the mother or an adult. And then you have the first ceremony where you have an initiation saying, now you're part of this family, now you're part of this temple, now you're part of this community. So the connection is they grow in this structure. And I think that in the West, we grow in there's so many things that got forgotten.
Yeah.
It was there.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
We were much more in connection with nature and the seasons and the menstruation circles and the women's circles and the
fertility. I mean, you being Sweden, I mean, you come from such a strong heritage of earth culture, and it's still there in pockets. The Sami people, but
and then we kind of shifted to this kind of science, and it has to be perception. Everything is you have to have a data and proven which can be discussed. And when a lot of times when people come from different countries, I usually say this because that's something that people go like, I know what you're talking about. And I usually say, do you know how it is to walk into a house? And the house there's a good energy. And usually, especially women actually, they go, yeah, I know what you're talking about. And I say, do you know what I'm talking about if you walk into a house with kind of cold energy? And they're like, yeah, I know what you're talking about. And then go, okay, do you know how it is to be in a group where you just feel very nice and cozy and harmony? And they go, yeah, I know what that means. And then I say, okay, do you know the feeling when all it needs is a one person and the energy shifts? And they go, yeah, I know what that means. Like everybody go like, yeah, right? And then I go, can you prove that? And they go like, no. But you know it. Yes, I know it.
I love that.
But you can't prove it. Now, I don't know. I mean, I get this a lot when people are, like, there's a lot of people that are trying to make fun, like, and I'm like, this coming from a kind of a science way of thinking, right? And they kind of make joke or
even sarcastic a little bit.
Yeah. And then I go, but imagine that's an island. This is Bali. What is not, that's a profound, everybody recognize that there is some places that are very, very profound. And it's not, all that energy can definitely, like you can build up your little pockets. But what's special with Bali is because it's for thousands and thousands of years has been, empowered and with so much devotion and so many ceremonies. So it's very strong here.
Yeah. Charged. Over and over again.
Yeah. But that doesn't mean that you can do the same. You just find a little place which is yours.
Yeah.
And you start doing that puja or that practice. And then I think some people think, oh, I can't do it because I'm not Balinese and I don't know how to do offerings, and they do it that way. And it's like, no, then you've gone off to some kind of science thing. It's like, no, come back to the simple. Maybe there you have, you can be in silence, or you can do meditation. Maybe you have incense, maybe you have a flower, maybe you have whatever it is. But it's the simple, and you do that as a ritual, and the devotion and the practice again and again and again, and you see what happens. So I think that's so much that we can come to Bali and we can just pick up these beautiful jewels, and then also bring it back to where we're from, because it's not about it's in and through everything, right?
It's invoking what is already here.
It's already there.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, you had a big initiation, and it's something that I also like something that happened. The fire came and swallowed your house. I remember the day I was sitting at my table, and suddenly I see this huge flame. And then I hear Swamiji coming. I just say Namaha, 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 and I'm like, okay, there's Shiva. Swallowing the house.
You got to see it.
I got to see
I
it.
wasn't there.
You weren't there. Thanks Goddess, you weren't there.
I know, and also for you, because like you got to see I was in Denpasar. And I got to see it on the phone. And it was very.
It was
big,
a moment. Huge. It was a death, actually. Like it was a death. Maha rebirthing. And like again, being in Bali, like bringing now, connecting what you're saying, like the rituals and the prayers, and then to be able to spiritualize a moment like that, which most people would have just been completely destroyed and taken, and you just like been able to embrace that moment, that swallowing of your house that you built.
I sometimes you know, going back to that year,
Yeah.
you know, when you had nothing
Yeah.
and knowing that you're okay.
That helped you.
I think sometimes it helps when you've gone through something, like you learned from a previous situation, and then, of course, this was different, but it was this kind of, there was this, okay, it's gone, it's gone. I can, nothing's gonna bring it back. It's gone. But then going back to that, like there was, like I don't know how I'm gonna live the next day.
Yeah.
But I know I'm okay.
Yeah.
That was a constant reminder.
Yeah.
There's food on my table.
Yeah.
There's a roof over my head.
Yeah.
And I could only live in the moment. So I kind of went back to that, whatever you want to call it, like 2009, 2010, like that years of, okay, read the scripture. What can I do? All right. What can I do? And then just kind of staying in that moment and, okay, I do what I need to do, what I can do. But it was huge.
Yeah.
It was huge. But I also looked back how, and I think it was one of the most profound lessons that I ever got. And
the house.
The house, yeah. Because literally, it took 50 minutes because it was alang, so it was gone in a couple of. It was this
15 minutes. It was gone.
Gone. It was seen gone quick.
Yeah.
And the first house was built because should I take the long story? Really? Well, there was a moment, and for some reason I got a little bit extra money, and it never happened in my life. And I was like, what I'm gonna do with this? Like, what I'm gonna do with it? There was nothing I want. Like, there was nothing I want to buy a car. There was none of that. And the only thing that I could pop in my mind was, I want to live close to Swamiji. Not for a house in itself, but more so I could just go, to the classes.
Yeah.
That was the only, there was no, I want a house in Bali. None of that.
Yeah.
And I was said to Swamiji, and he's like, okay, go over there. There's a Dutch couple. Speak to them. And I walked over, and they were like, yes, we're gonna rent some land, and you can be part of it. And I just verbally says yes. And then, as soon as I walked away, I was like, what have I done? And I went into this, how can I build a house? Like, I have no idea how to build a house. Like, no idea. And so the first house learned me to because I had this pattern of, I don't know enough. So if I add another person that can help me, then and there I can build a house. And very quickly I had to learn that no. Because it was a certain, like, someone has told me what to do.
Right.
And I had a tendency to be I do what, and I had to learn that, to trust myself.
Yeah.
So the house itself was beautiful, but I could also see that it was built on this thing. I was not trusting that I had enoughness.
Right.
There was like, no, I choose that cheaper material because I didn't know if there was enough enough. So the second time I have a second chance.
Yeah.
And I was like, this is it. I'm going to go straight into that, trusting.
Yeah.
And be creative.
Yeah.
And everything is going to be fine.
Yeah.
So you might, like, I just have this, like, it's like a graveyard. You remember? It was just pitch dark. It was just ash. Like, it was ashes. Seriously, ashes. There was not one single green, nothing. Blackness.
Blackness and the
pillars.
The pillars, the metal
6.
pillars.
The
They
6.
stayed.
They stayed.
Yeah.
Like graveyard.
Yeah.
And I was like, how on earth? And then there was, there was a lot, thanks to you, there was a lot of people that helped out. And there was enough Lakshmi to put a roof on it. And I went like, all right, 6 pillars, a roof. Here we go. And then what? Still no money. And this is after COVID. So we had 2 years and there was no tours. There was nothing. So it was literally 2 years COVID and then the fire. And then I was like, oh, I cannot do it. And then right there, someone offered me a job and I could build the floor. And I was like, okay, roof and a floor, fine. Mattress, done. And then I got a phone call and there was someone who said, oh, I can see you're building a house. Would you like some lamps?
Oh, the lamps first.
The lamp person. And I said, I'm so sorry. I don't have any money. I can't afford it. But you have beautiful lamps. And he says, okay, have a good day. And hang up. And then he called me back. And it's hard to when you're usually the person, it's like you love to give, but to receive is sometimes like it can be also very overwhelming.
Yes, I think almost more difficult.
More difficult. And that was one of those moments. He's like, I'm so sorry. I didn't listen. How can I help you? And he walks in, and he says, I got a kitchen for you. And that was a moment I was like, something else is there's something happening here that I'm not in control of. If I relax and trust and also allowing to have fun with it and dropping, allowing to receive, allowing to be creative, there's a magic. And she's a magic. I mean, you look at she's absolutely magical.
Yeah.
I mean, there's the ashes gone. It's just flowers everywhere.
Yes.
We were there yesterday, and there's just flower, green, and she's absolutely magical. And I'm very, very. It's a good energy in there. It's very sweet. I'm very happy. So that's the phoenix.
The
rising,
phoenix.
The phoenix.
Yes, the
rising,
phoenix.
Big time.
Yeah. Yeah.
So taught me a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shall we chant to Shiva? I feel like Shiva.
Yeah.
Because Shiva, the destroyer of ignorance,
Yeah.
the one that gives happiness without any reason, causeless happiness, the one that swallows everything and then burps the whole universe again.
Yeah.
And then we conclude a little bit about chanting and what you're doing and what is your passion, and then we have another episode.
We have another episode.
We have so many stories to tell.
Yes.
Yes, shall we do
Yes,
that? Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Om Triambakaय Yajamahe Sugandhim Pushtivardhanam Urvarukamiv Bandhanam Mrityormukshiyamamrtate. Om Triambakaय Yajamahe Sugandhim Pushtivardhanam Urvarukamiv Bandhanam Mrityormukshiyamamrtate. Om Triambakaय Yajamahe Sugandhim Pushtivardhanam Urvarukamiv Bandhanam Mrityormukshiyamamrtate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. The conquering death mantra. It literally, you conquer death.
Yeah.
We're conquering death. Right?
Yes. Every moment.
Every
Pick a
moment.
Black hole.
We're learning how to die. That's life. Learning how to die.
Yeah.
And we have this beautiful mantra
Yeah.
that Mahamrityunjaya mantra, the great conquering death mantra, where we can recognize that we are deathless.
Yeah.
The Amartatvam.
Beautiful vehicle.
Yes,
I love it very much.
yes.
But it's not. It's temporary.
It's temporary.
Very sweet vehicle.
Yeah.
Need to be nourished and taken care of, and not just the physical, also the subtle.
Yes, on all levels.
On all levels.
And then when we are ripe, when we have cooked enough and matured enough and grown enough, then may we fall off the vine like a ripe melon. That's what it says in the That's why it's very important. You cannot just plug off the fruit before it's ripe.
Yeah.
It has to be ripe.
Yeah.
And you don't even need to plug it off. It just falls into your hands, right?
Yeah.
And that's the cooking.
That's the cooking. And that's the
studies, the discipline doesn't just happen like that. I mean, you can always give the benefit of the doubt, but means if it happens, you have done your pre-work in past lives, some spiritual prodigy. Yeah. But usually it's...
And just like this, just to see life as live, dash, die. It doesn't make any sense. No. Does not make any sense. Right? So to stay in that kind of structure is you're stepping, you have this body, it's for a purpose. The humanness is a purpose. Use it for what it's meant to be used for. It's not to gain, put on things and add things, material things. It has a very profound purpose.
So, what is your passion right now? I mean, I know it, but those that don't know.
Well,
apart, of course, from Bali and the tours and the teachings, but I know you love Sanskrit.
I love Sanskrit.
And you're starting a new course.
I do.
That people can join if they're ready to crack the code, how you call it, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's true. I'm passionate about Sanskrit because I know how much it gives back. And both of us are passionate about chanting and the way that, classically you learn and it takes tremendous, there's a focus and there's a discipline and it's not just singing.
No.
It's so much more. But when you have that Saksha Bhava, you're able to stay in that place, it gives back so much. And so, of course, as you do, and just love to share that and just help people to come to that place where they can start chanting. And Sanskritam is very helpful, both listening to Swamiji, because there's a lot of words in Sanskritam, and the words are so juicy. Like if you can learn a little bit Sanskritam, there's a lot of things that you can just by looking at the word, and it's not like any other language. It's very unique, very special. So 3rd of January is just going to be 10 weeks, once a week, and I call it the crack in the code. And it's just the first baby steps to just have the tools to be able to start read and write. And there's a lot of funness with it. So we're learning in the way from a relaxed and from Saraswati. And I'm sure you know what I'm talking about, because if you think about like the Vaidika structure, the memory power that if you go back 3,000 years, they were able to learn the whole
Bhagavad Gita by heart, like Swami Dayananda.
Yeah, and
forth and back,
right? Now there's a memory power in the way that they learn. Yeah, and I see a lot of, including myself, where you're coming from this Western and you're learning because there was an exam a week later, and you were there was just constant this pressure of doing a good exam,
Yeah.
so you could get high marks. So
marks.
you can go to the next level, and then high stress. Again, pressure. Who's good? Who's bad? No. Comparison, competition, right?
Yeah.
Now here, none of that.
Mm.
Here it's like everybody comes together, and it's like, yes,
We have
you're
fun.
amazing,
Yeah.
amazing.
Yeah.
And we're learning from a completely different place. And the same with chanting. I usually have, like, I find it's easier to teach live. So we do have classes in Bali. And so, yeah, 3rd of January, cracking the code. Cracking the code. And we still have also other classes with people who've been
Already been for a while,
Yeah,
and then they can
yeah,
continue
yeah,
the
yeah.
reading, starting to read, and then starting to
The grammar.
and declension and the conjugation and whoo, I've been studying for years, and it's like ongoing and never ending.
Never ending.
And it's
Never,
beautiful.
it's beautiful.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's so wonderful. Yeah. And the Sanskritam, like the way you teach it, the way it's being taught in our lineage, is like we're not doing for an academical purpose, even though if that's the case, that's all in order, but it's really for more clarity.
Yeah.
To recognize yourself as that whole and complete, limitless being, and especially like for seekers and yoga practitioner and meditation practitioner, tantra practitioner, like it's all Sanskrit. I mean, every spiritual tradition is using Sanskrit, like karma, chakra, the shamans use it, everywhere. The Taoists, like they talk about karma.
Yeah.
It's Sanskrit is the mother language in that sense, the most refined language.
And the word has Shakti.
It has power.
The sound.
Yeah.
Sound. So
The
when
sound,
when we learn to pronounce it, I mean, in chanting, you see this, how you refine the sounds, and just it's an ongoing refinement.
Yeah.
Polish.
Yes. Yes. And how it clears the nadis, the channels, it purifies the different bodies. Pranayama 101. So the vitality, the energy that comes back, it's healing, transformative. And then on top of that, you create an incredible amount of spiritual wealth. So much spiritual wealth.
Yeah.
Through these prayers that is a whole lot. We continue. Episode 2, number 3 and 4. Thank you so much. Thank you. It's been wonderful. Is there anything else you want to add, conclude, or
No,
you feel complete?
I just think you're so amazing,
No,
admirable,
thank you.
shining. Yeah, I'm
Thank
so
you,
happy
thank
you're
you.
here.
So
And this was beautiful.
This was amazing. Yes, Saraswati was with us, always with us.
Always.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so if you want to go on tours, the most amazing waterfall tracks and bike tracks and pilgrimage, then Bali Yatra Tours.com. You just have a new website right now?
Yatratours.world.
Oh, yatratours.world.
Or at Yatratours.
Or at Yatratours. And then for the Sanskrit and the chanting, they contact you.
Yeah, they can just find me.
They find you.
They find me.
You find her. If not through me. Instagram, Yatratours also is there. Right? And then Facebook, I know you're on Facebook also. Ingela. There. So thank you very much, everyone. It's been wonderful. And join Ingela, join Indira, join Devi School if you want to dive deeper into this knowledge and the feminine embodiment. And we would love to hear from you. So if this episode touched you, meant something, please share with us in the comments. Please like it. And share it with your community, your friends, because it's a wonderful way to introduce our families into spiritual teachings, into maybe what you're doing. Like, this is a great way for them to see that you're not crazy. If they're wondering what you're doing with your life or what you're interested in, and sometimes hear it from other people, it's like, okay, it makes sense. So we love you, your love, and until next time. Devi Temple is my virtual altar. It is where you join an incredible community of people that have a deep value for spiritualizing their life and discovering the true purpose of life, which is freedom, and also live a life that is free. The Devi Temple is where I teach weekly the Vedic teachings, as well as do I host monthly Devi Temple experiences where you get to come to the altar, come to the temple as you are, and connect to the divine and invoke the qualities and energies that are always within us and in this creation. I want to take this opportunity to invite you warmly to the Devi Temple. That is our virtual altar. It is a membership that you can join at any time and meet an incredible community of souls that have a deep value for Dharma, to spiritualize their life and bring meaning and sacred beauty into their life and into their relationships, and see that life is to be celebrated. And it is where we meet every week for the Vedic teachings that I unfold, the teachings that give freedom, that help us see that we are lovable as we are, that we are the source of security and happiness, and everything that we want is already here. It is a mirror in the form of words, and guided by my 20 years of experiences and living in a Vedic culture, it is my deepest honor and privilege and joy to share these teachings on a weekly basis. There we also chant together, we meditate, and once a month we have the Devi Temple experience where we connect to the field, which means there is no structure, there is no really a curriculum. It's simply you come as you are, and then we meet and we connect to the temple energy. And there we invoke the priestesses and priests and priestess that we are, and invite the different deities, the different energies to come and use us as a vessel so that we can embody the emotions and qualities that we are either wanting to release or either wanting to invoke into our life. We also have monthly sharing circles that we call Devi circles, where you get to share what is alive for you in your life and be in a safe space, in a courageous space, to be seen and held and supported through prayer, through mantras, and by the community itself. In the Devi Temple, you also have access to 700 plus hours of pre-recorded material. It's basically a well of wells of the timeless teachings that includes the teachings of the limitless self. You have access to courses like the Value of Values, Vedic chanting, Shanti prayers, Sanskrit. You have access to the Shakti Awakening course, where I introduce the different goddesses like Saraswati and Durga and Lakshmi and Annapurneshwari, and you will learn mantras, as well as you have access to the Priestess Initiation course and access to many more courses, all the mistress and master classes that I have led. You have access to sex magic and different embodiment rituals. This is an incredible opportunity for you to get to know my teachings, to get to know my community. It is for people who are just beginning, but it is also for people who have been on the spiritual journey for a long time. It is a place where everyone is welcomed as they are. It is a sanctuary. And the great thing is you can join from anywhere in the world because it's all happening online.
From my heart to yours, deepest gratitude for your presence. May you follow your wildest dreams, live your highest purpose, and expand into the infinite, because that's what you are.